Well, I tell you what, it is a real peace super out here this morning. Look at that fog. It is mighty thick. We are out here a little bit earlier. It's 6:45, and we're into April. We're forward another month, but things are already into full swing. That's Dan. He's heading down with another load of fertilizer and seed. He's going to head off and carry on with the seeding down in one of the fields we cultivated the first time around, and getting some oats in. So that'll be the last of the oat fields to go, and once that's done, I think we've got 3 fields of corn to get into, and that is what we are going to make a start on today. Now, just over here, once again, believe it or not, there is a tractor out there. In fact, you can just see it through the mist, through the fog there. Damien's out, our crops are up, the ones that were planted in March, so the linseed in here has started to come up, but it's also come up with a hefty dose of weeds, which was not ideal. Fortunately, we were able to get out here early enough. We have all the weeder set up still, so Damien's out there doing the hard work and getting those weeds taken care of, and I'll tell you what, it does a fantastic job there. Weed, look at this after it's been through, just rips them out and does a great job clearing that out. So it is nice to get that all sorted out. Sally's down in the next field across from here, and she will be down there and cultivating that one. So that was the last field we really had to get any prep done on. It didn't need any lime, it just needed to have the soil turned over to get that seed bed set up and ready for the corn, for the maize to go in there. And you're probably wondering why we've got the dyno out. Well, we're going to get into a little bit of fertilising. We've got all those crops, we talked about it last time, that all need fertiliser. So James is going to grab the dyno, he's going to head out and go and start spreading some fertiliser on some of these fields. Now we've got 35,000 litres of liquid fertiliser sitting up here in the tanks, so all going to plan. This should be a pretty autonomous operation. We'll get James set up and off and underway. And like I said, as for us, we are going to go and pull out the planter around the back, get that all hooked up, and we're going to go and start planting some corn. So we'll get James sorted, get him underway, and then we're going to go and get into that. Sounds like just another typical busy day for Calmsden Agriculture. I've got everything sorted out here for James, just filling up with some liquid fertiliser, and then it's going to be time to head off and start on field 29. So field 29 is the big one over here. We've got this set up, basically do 2 headlands around the outside and then go up and down, drive to the waypoint here in the field, actually it's probably that point there, and then make a start on the course. So we've got it all set up there. F29 tractor way is where we're going to go work. We're filling up from the liquid fertiliser tanks, and we're going to take some liquid fertiliser. So with that all said and done, first waypoint, that's all turned on. Let's press go, and we're just going to jump out, let James get off, and well, he's a little bit lost. Not sure why he went that way first, but I'm sure he will go and figure out where he needs to be. Probably find somewhere to turn around. I thought he would have turned out the other way, but maybe it's just where we were parked here on the course. It wasn't on the main one. It'll figure it out. Anyhow, that is him sorted. Let's head on around, because we are going to go and jump into the tractor. We've got the 9S again today. No, I'm not being greedy. I'm not commandeering it all the time just because it's the newest tractor on the farm. Everything else was kind of just hooked up and ready to go. But there we go. There is the planter. Got the Converland sitting here. So probably a little bit overpowered for this with the Optima RS. Nice planter. We'll get through a power of work. And if we just go and have a look in here, we've still got a little bit of seed and fertilizer. We're running a little bit low on supplies, but that's all right. The store just down the road, they are always willing to deliver, so we'll need to get some more in if and when we do. Get the Merlot out though. We'll go and get that all filled up. So get things hooked up, get some seed into it, and we'll get underway. So we'll start off here and get some seed put into things. Doesn't look quite as realistic as it does going into the big hopper, but we are filling up these seed boxes on the side here. In fact, that must be full, is it? We had just put a little bit in already, so may already be full. Let's maneuver ourselves out of there, and a little bit of a bind with the diesel tank behind us. I'm going to be going and putting a hole into that, but let's go and drop this off, and we'll grab some fertilizer out of here as well, and that will go up into the big hopper, and it should be us all good to go. Now, I don't know how far this seed's going to last. It's a bit of a run down here to come and top up with more, so hopefully we might head up to work on one of the fields up near where Dan's doing the planting, getting the oats in, because then we can use some of the seed that he has on the back of the truck, or the back of the trailer, Just have to double check that they actually put some corn on there and it's not all oats. I don't think it can all have been oats, because that would have been way more than what we actually need to finish off their field. So there we go. And fertilizer into the hopper here on the front. It'll take more than one. It is going to take more than one, quite a bit more than one. So let's go and grab another one out, and then we'll be on our way. So we've had to grab a third bag, and there we go. There is that all topped up. So I think we'll just put this back in the shed, and then we will be off and on our way. We'll do a little bit of a radio call just around to make sure everyone is up and going as well. Doesn't need a hand with anything, but I'm pretty sure everything should be under control. So let's go, jump in the tractor and get on our way. Well, there we go. That was good timing. Damien's just finished on the first field of weeds and must be heading down this way as well. It's a bit wide there. I might just have to have a look at their course. It might be helpful for turning in, but seem to get a little bit caught out on that corner. But we're going to head down, follow Damien all the way down. We're going to go right to the bottom of the field. I think it's field 27, if I'm not mistaken. I just have to check that number, but it's one of the ones down where we started out our work previously. So let's go and have a look and get started in there. So here we are. This is us in here's where we are going to make a start. So I'm pretty sure that one into there, and now we'll unhook it. Pretty sure we just back up onto the 3-point hitch there, and then we unfold / fold it all up, and that will take care of raising all the road wheels, lowering the planting wheels, and getting everything set up and ready to go. So let's just see that backed up there. It'll lift up, press our fold button, and then you go, everything sort of disappears where it's meant to disappear and appears where it's meant to appear. So that gives us a nice big 9-meter planting width here to get our corn in. So we'll just back ourselves down, sort of start down here in the bottom end of the field. So when we've done a couple of headlands, we'll be able to get into it. There we go. Love that ground deformation. Doesn't it look good? So get that turned on, lower down. I'm just going to go forward a touch, and yeah, everything looks like it is working just as we would expect it to. Get ourselves swung around here. A notification from one of the team, and that's us underway. So I think we'll get our steering assist set up. I don't need those lights on in here anymore, and we will get underway proper, start getting some corn planted. So we're up and underway here using our guidance steering. Now, interesting little bug. If you remember from the last episode, I had some real issues with the GPS on this tractor, the steering assist on this tractor, and it didn't seem to work all the time. It works sometimes and not the others. Well, I think it is a relative and related to how many courseplay workers you have running at any one time, because it just so happened as I was about to start the field that the tractor that is seeding, Dan's driving, needed to be refilled, so courseplay had turned off and I was able to create the course. I went over, refilled the tractor just before coming in here and starting, and set courseplay to get back going, and then I couldn't get the helper to restart. So at this stage I've actually paused the work Sally's doing down cultivating the other field. She's far enough ahead of us with field prep. It's going to take us a while to catch up, so she's just not doing anything at the moment, and we've just got the 3 running on courseplay, which is Dan over in this field here doing some seeding. You can see the skip rows you set up there. We've got Damien over doing the weeding in the field next to us, and James is down doing some spraying, getting that liquid fertilizer applied. So interesting little discovery, really. Seems to be a limitation on how many courseplay workers you can have running at the same time as trying to use the steering assist and driving manually. So, well, now that we've figured that out, we're just going to push on and get some corn planted. We're not using up the seed too quickly, which is nice. In fact, we're actually using the fertilizer up quicker than the seed. So we've got the trailer there with more fertilizer on it. We can go and get that filled up as and when we need to. But for now, let's just carry on in here, and we'll see when we've got a bit further through. Well, we're well and truly into the field, up and down rows and going quite nicely. Probably about, what, I'd say a third of the way over the field. Not that I can really make out the other side of it yet. This fog has hung around for what feels like an eternity. It is just not disappearing. But hopefully it will as the day progresses. But we are all but out of fertilizer. Just getting down to the last 1% there. Right, so that is us empty. So we're just going to head on over to the next door field where Dan's seeding the oats. He is on his way back across. We've been keeping a little bit of an eye on what he's been doing. He's working his way back across on his skip rows and shouldn't be too far away from getting finished actually, which is going to be good. But we're going to head down here and we'll just quickly top up with fertilizer. We'll have a look and see if there is any seed. If there's not, we're just going to have to carry on with what we've got and come back and pick some up later, or get someone to bring some down to us or something like that. Not exactly sure how we're going to tackle that, but let's just have a look. Alright, so we'll just put that there. We haven't actually the tractor unhooked and things like that. Grab a bag of fertilizer off and we will go through that in the back of the hopper. In fact, how long did it take? It takes a couple, doesn't it? Right, let's give this a go and get things all topped up so we can carry on. That's 2 bags of fertilizer in there. We've got a weird visual glitch going on with the seeder there because I can't actually see any of it, but we've just topped into the 9S and it's definitely full. 2,000 litres does top this one up, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Still a few teething issues, a few little gremlins sneaking in, things I haven't come across yet. But let's jump up in here, and there you go. As you can see, 2,000 litres of solid fertilizer. Even putting the cover on, opening it again, doesn't seem to make that show up. So yeah, not sure what exactly is going on. Anyhow, another tractor, another warning there for someone finishing work. I think my guess is going to be that is either Damien getting finished over the way with the weeds, in which case he'll move into this field here next to us, or James with the spraying. Now he's already done the 2 fields over where he was, the 2 wheat fields just on the other side here, so he will be moving on and going and tackling the wheat and canola fields that are over near the BGA. So plenty to keep everyone trucking and busy. It's a good day. Well, that's us back up and going again here in the field. Like I said, we're not going to have enough corn to get this finished, I don't think, but we'll see how we go. So we're just going to carry on here. Everyone else is just trucking along and doing their work, so we'll carry on and hopefully get this one knocked out. I do want to go and jump into the sprayer for a little bit, so we might see if James wants to swap a little bit later on. Maybe he might be able to go and grab us a bag of seed or something like that. But anyhow, let's carry on and get this one done. This is going to work out quite well. We're down to 10 litres left, our last 1% of seed, and we're at the right end of the field. Now, we've been in touch with James. He is one of those workers that we can see up there in the corner who has finished work, and he needs to head on back down to the yard to get some more liquid fertilizer. So he's actually going to bring a bag of seed down for us with the Skoda. He's going to grab a trailer out of the shed, and he's going to bring that down. We don't need the 1 bag, in fact we hardly even need that, and that'll be enough to get us topped up and definitely to get this field finished. So we'll just pull up over here and wait for him to get down here so we can carry on. In fact we probably almost need to go, we need to go up here because we'll have a big bag. We'll need to use the fent up here that has the front loader on it, or the Massey, whichever one it is, the tractor up here with the front loader on it. It's the Massey 5 series, and use that to unload. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Here he is, here's James with that bag of seed on the back. So we're going to jump into the tractor, get that unloaded. Just in the meantime, while we were waiting here, Dan's actually finished completely here in the oats. So once this field's done, we're down to only 2 maize fields left to go. The one, well, it's a bit hard to describe, but one just over the other side of these ones, and then the one back at the yard at the farm where Sally's currently working and getting that one all worked down and ready to be planted in. So let's jump in and let's carry on. What we're going to do, Dan's going to go back and he's going to actually get the roller out. Well, Damien made one of the two because Damien's finished weeding as well. It's been a busy old day, but one of them's going to get back, and we've got a few fields to roll. This field of oats needs to be rolled. It does say we need to roll the maize. Typically you wouldn't, but we might do that anyhow just to get that yield bonus. We did miss the other oats field on the other side of the road, so anyhow, can't pick them all, you can't win them all. Let's go and grab this bag of seed and get it loaded into the planter, and then we'll be on our way. As we well know, this doesn't take too much seed. In fact, there it is full. We did have a little bit of a mishap, got the bag caught on something and it had a little bit of a tear in it, but we managed to fix that, and it dropped down. Just one of those vagaries because it's in a trailer that has a capacity it will unload into it, but there we go. Right, that's all done. This trailer that's down here in the field, that can go back to the yard, so we'll get that taken back, and the Skoda, James can take that back as well, and then it's just us down here left to work. So let's carry on, get some more corn in the ground. And we're back into it. Just take a look here at the map, and we've got this sort of wedge in here. It's going to get progressively faster and faster because each pass is going to get shorter and shorter, so it shouldn't take too long to go. I do regret not putting a little bit of extra fertilizer in it while we still had the tractor down here, but as you can see, they have all gone. And if we just have a quick look across here, James is back fertilizing here in field 16. Damien's on his way down here with the roller. He's going to take on 23. And everything's just starting to get done. Just have a little bit more of a look here at our fertilization. Starting to get some fertilizer on all our crops. Everything's going to have at least one dose of fertilizer. Sally's getting through the field there, so things are really cranking along at a great rate of knots at the moment, which is fantastic. So we're just going to carry on here and get this field finished. Well, it would seem my fears of running out of fertilizer were ill-founded. We've got through with actually quite a decent amount. Benefited from having these shorter rows as we got to this side, as the field narrowed down and kind of had these angle passes on both ends. But this should turn around here and get this last little bit done, and that will be the first field of corn all finished off, which is fantastic. Great to have that done. And there we go, last seed in the ground. Get that all turned off. So we'll head on up to the other end of the field. We'll get this all unfolded, get it unhooked, and then we're going to carry on down to the next field and get that all set up and underway. I think we might go and try and get some spraying done as well. I want to have a bit of a turn in the sprayer, so we might just go and swap over with James and he can come down and carry on doing this, I think. And yeah, and then that'll be us just about done for, well, I was going to say for the day. We're only just hitting midday, it's almost lunchtime, but no rest for the wicked. We will carry on, keep working, we'll grab a bite to eat when we're in cab. So press the fold key and everything gets back to the position. The road wheels go down, we get the hitch out the front on, we can go round and get that disconnected, and then we go and hook up. Probably shouldn't have done it right in the entrance to the field, but we're only going to be here for just a few seconds. In fact, make sure we're nice and safe. Put those beacons on up the top. That's all backed in there and not quite on the right angle, but we'll get that hooked up and carry on down the road this way. As you can see, all these fields left and right here are pretty much weed free. You can see a couple in there that might have just been missed, but all in all, they are looking a lot better and a lot healthier than they were not that long ago. So let's carry on down this way and go and find the next field that we're going to be working in. Well, this is us in here. This is the next field that we are going to be in. So we'll just get that all hooked up and around there. And just get that folded up, of course. And we did take the liberty of a little detour and did go back to the yard and top up with seed and fertilizer. Obviously being pretty close to low there on fertilizer. We're going to set this up for James and he will come over and take over. And we're going to go and grab the sprayer. Do a little bit of fertilizer application. Alright, and there we go. James is off and running. He brought the sprayer down. He was just finishing the field back down there. So the sprayer's here now. It's got some fertilizer in it, so we can jump up and we will go and carry on having a look at some more fields. If we just take a look on the map, these two over here to do 15 and 22. Of course, we can access. We'll go back down and do 15, then come up here and do 22. And then we've also got 7 over this way to go and do as well. And then that's everything done at least once. Then we've got to make the tough decision of whether we go over all of these fields again once I've got another growth stage on them. Definitely the ones we're only seeding today. But yeah, we'll have to figure out the other ones. Now, I didn't actually realise we've already got a layer of fertiliser on this one. I think James must have come in and done it. So we're not actually putting any fertiliser down as we're seeding at the moment. That doesn't matter too much. So let's go and jump up in here, go and get some fertiliser applied. So first things first, let's get this big beast all unfolded. Get this out to its full width. It's a pretty decent width. It's a good way actually to get some liquid fertilizer applied into this field. Now this is one of our canola fields. You can see down there. What are we looking at the moment? 54 acres that we've got to spray in here. So hopefully we can get it all done with what we've got in the tank. Otherwise we're going to have to go back and top up. But let's jump back up in here. And with that all done, let's set ourselves up with some steering assist and we'll head on around the field and just get it done. And here we go, cruise control set, our guidance steering is all up and working and we are spraying. Fertilizer here going on. Now we should probably just lower that boom down a little bit. It's not going to go too much further down. There we go. Just to minimise our spray drift as we're working here. It's not actually that windy or anything like that. It's a pretty calm day as you can tell. By the fog which is still hanging around. It's midday in April and we've still got this eternal misty foggy cloud hanging around, but it is a beautiful day. It's a good day to be out doing some work. So it's nice to be here in the sprayer, nice to be doing something a little bit different, and we'll just carry on, get this field done. Fingers crossed again that we will have enough fertilizer. If not, we can go back and top up back in the yard. We do still have another field or two to do after this one, so let's carry on, box on and get this all done. that's another tank of liquid fertilizer gone. Only a little bit left to do in that field, not too much. Just looking across here, you can see this one's been rolled. I think that's where the course play workers saying they're finished. So Damien up there doing the rolling, he's all finished. Have a look back over this way. There we go. You can just see James running in there doing the seeding as well, still getting that corn into the ground. So that seems to be going pretty well for him over that side. And we're just going to head back and top up for another load of fertilizer and come down and finish this field. And then the last one that needs to be done is the smaller one, field 7 I think it is, up behind the yard. But I think that's going to be a perfect spot for us to wrap up this episode. We'll carry on and get this all finished. In fact, probably when we come back next time, we will be hopefully even possibly into May, and have all our crops seeded, all our fields prepped, and we'll hopefully be able to jump into a little bit of grass work for something a little bit different. There's still lots to do. We've got silage to make, or silage bales to make for the dairy farm, and then obviously making sure we're doing everything we can to give our crops the best chance of doing well as they grow. So yeah, like I said, that's going to wrap us up for this one. As always, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we'll catch you in the next one.